Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we're looking at a truly fascinating contrast. When you think of one of the greatest, most famous footballers in human history, it's just incredibly easy to picture a life of absolute, unimaginable luxury. We're talking fleets of multi-million-dollar supercars, massive private yachts cruising the Mediterranean, sprawling estates all over the place, and a world where literally every single whim is catered to instantly. It's the kind of lifestyle that's honestly almost impossible for most of us to fully wrap our heads around. But when it comes to how Cristiano Ronaldo and Georgina Rodríguez are actually raising their kids, well, the reality detailed in our sources paints a surprisingly different picture. Today, we're going to unpack their deeply grounded parenting philosophy. We'll explore how they navigate the immense pressure of raising kids not just with extreme wealth, but right in the intense glare of a global spotlight. Okay, let's dive into this. Right off the bat, we kind of have to question our own assumptions here. People usually assume that the children of a billionaire athlete are growing up with this unlimited luxury, meaning they literally never hear the word no. And honestly, why wouldn't they? The resources at this family's disposal are virtually infinite. If they wanted to, they could so easily outsource every single aspect of parenting and just surround their kids with pure indulgence. But our source material reveals a very distinct, deliberate choice being made by the couple. They're actively choosing not to let that immense wealth define their children's reality. I mean, think about how difficult that is as a parent, fighting that psychological battle against entitlement when you can literally afford anything. They're purposefully pushing back against the easy route and opting instead for a highly grounded, intentional approach where boundaries are strictly enforced. Section 1. Beyond the glamorous lifestyle. Uncovering the reality behind the fame. Now, it's absolutely crucial to acknowledge right off the top that yes, for sure, this family enjoys incredible opportunities. That's undeniable. But as we move past that glittering surface that dominates our social media feeds, we uncover this really fascinating narrative about how they handle all that fame internally. There's a massive contrast at play here. While the public assumption leans heavily towards endless pampering, the actual parenting reality inside their home is deeply rooted in traditional values and hard work. Ronaldo and Georgina want their kids to understand that while they have access to an incredible life, achievements are earned. They are not just handed down on a silver platter. For example, the sources point out how they actively restrict access to certain luxuries just to prevent entitlement. They definitely don't just give the kids whatever they ask for, whenever they ask for it. It's a highly conscious effort to make sure their kids understand the actual mechanics of success rather than just reaping the rewards of it. So the crucial point is really captured in these 4 core family values: respect, discipline, gratitude, and hard work. According to our sources, the couple repeatedly emphasize these specific traits. And look, these aren't just empty buzzwords they throw around in PR interviews. They're the strict operational foundation of their daily household. Let's actually break that down for a second. Think about how incredibly tough it might be to teach true, authentic gratitude to a child who can theoretically have any toy or vacation they ever desire. Or imagine trying to instill the concept of hard work when they're growing up fully aware that they might never financially need to lift a finger in their entire lives. Yet these are exactly the pillars Ronaldo and Georgina insist upon. They enforce respect by making sure the kids treat household staff, and really everyone they meet, with absolute politeness. They demand gratitude for the simple meals on their table and the clothes on their backs. They're actively fighting the natural gravity of their wealth to raise grounded human beings. Moving on to Section 2, the value of discipline, and Cristiano's philosophy on earning success. This is where we really see that relentless athlete's mindset bleeding directly into his parenting style. Cristiano has been incredibly vocal about encouraging his kids to stay active, to put in the physical work, and above all, to remain humble. His quote goes, "Talent alone is never enough. Discipline is what separates good from great." That is a powerful, totally uncompromising mindset, and it absolutely dictates how he runs his house. He's passing down the exact blueprint that built his own legendary career. And hey, this isn't just talk either. Take his eldest son, Cristiano Jr., for example. He's not just watching his dad from the sidelines, he's frequently seen going through these grueling, high-intensity training sessions right alongside him. We're talking ice baths, strict diets, exhausting recovery routines, the whole shebang. This isn't just about getting good at football, it is a masterclass in work ethic. Cristiano is teaching his kids firsthand that consistent, grueling effort is a non-negotiable requirement of everyday life. Greatness isn't an accident of birth, and it definitely isn't bought with money. It's a daily, relentless habit. Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds into creating strong family bonds, specifically looking at Georgina's role in the family dynamic. So while Cristiano brings that intense, almost overwhelming focus on discipline and earning your stripes, Georgina provides a totally vital counterbalance that makes this whole dynamic actually work. She plays a massive role in making sure that this highly structured environment is also deeply infused with joy, emotional connection, and warmth. She's fiercely dedicated to celebrating the journey of childhood. Rather than relying entirely on nannies and assistants, she is actively present in curating the everyday moments of family life. We see this in the way she makes a huge deal out of blowing out candles for birthdays, showing up for completely normal, routine school activities, or organizing family travel where the focus is really on togetherness rather than just, five-star luxury. She balances those intense athletic expectations by creating an environment where the kids are genuinely encouraged to enjoy their incredible lives, but they do so while staying deeply anchored to their family unit. It's all about building emotional resilience and a sense of safety, reinforcing those core values we talked about earlier through love and shared experiences. And finally, Section 4, the true meaning of success and balancing public life with private reality. It is so easy for us, the public, to think we know everything about these massive celebrities. They're constantly in the news, on our screens, and in our social media feeds. But we really have to remember there is a very strict boundary here. And this brilliantly illustrates that exact boundary between public perception and private reality. While the public gets to see a highly curated feed, the dazzling red carpet appearances, the private jets, the championship trophies, all the major brand announcements, the private reality behind closed doors is fiercely protected. What remains private is the actual, unglamorous day-to-day parenting, the early morning routines, quiet family dinners around a normal table, the moments of enforcing discipline, and just those intimate family conversations. Like a lot of high-profile figures who want to protect their kids, Cristiano and Georgina are actively controlling their family's narrative. They totally understand that to raise normal kids in a highly abnormal world, they have to keep the vast majority of their private family life entirely out of the spotlight. The sources make a really profound point as we look at the big picture of this family's life. For Ronaldo and Georgina, worldly success, endless wealth, and generational talent actually mean very little without kindness, respect, humility, and rock-solid family relationships. Those traits, not the bank account or the trophies, are the real finish line. And honestly, this is exactly why this matters to all of us. Just think about it. If a family with virtually infinite resources, a family that could literally buy their way out of any inconvenience, realizes that money cannot replace fundamental human decency and strong family bonds, well, that's a pretty profound lesson. It's a powerful reminder for everyday parents everywhere, regardless of your tax bracket or your background, that the core work of raising good humans is pretty much universal. As we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to ponder. Take a moment to really think about this. What do you think is the most important value parents should teach their children? In a world that so heavily prioritizes fame, immediate gratification, and material wealth, is it discipline? Is it gratitude? Or is it something entirely different? Reflect on how the foundational values we discussed today apply not just to the kids of global superstars navigating incredible privilege, but to our own lives and the generations we are raising. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.